Mataji, for the mistakes. Mataji, can you tell me what is sixth in Hindi? I totally forgot about it.
Shashta.
Shashta. Shashtamodhyaya. I'm so sorry, Mataji.
That's
Hare
okay,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Mataji, you beautiful recitation. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Sorry for the mistakes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yashomati Mataji, you can immediately start with the
Sure. Yeah.
God's quote.
Yeah. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज। प्लीज एक्सेप्ट माय हम्बल ओबेइसेंस. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago, Illinois, welcoming all of you to the mid-morning japa session. I thank all of you for attending this session and giving your beautiful association. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Let us move to our next part of the session, which is Shri Krishna Katha series. But before we start our session, may I know who all have joined this call?
Mataji, please immediately start from God's quote.
Okay. Sorry, Mataji. Yeah, so welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa group. Before we like to Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. 14th August, husband and wife dying together. It is because asakti, attachment is there. That asakti will help him, that the wife will become a husband next life, and the husband will become wife next. And in that way, they will have to take birth again. August 14, 1976, Bombay. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa group, all dear devotees. Today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Radhika Kasturi Devi Dasi Mataji for the topic of Shri Krishna Katha series, arrival of Akrura. Thank you very much, Mataji. Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for giving your beautiful time and association to this morning and enlightening us of this topic of Shri Krishna Katha series, the arrival of Akrura. So nice pastime. I now hand over call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So thank you, dear devotees, for joining today's call. Let's get started with our prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschayata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shrinuvata Swagata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti sugrit sadam Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So thank you again for joining today's call. I know it's early in the morning for all of you, and especially a weekday. It's not easy, but I appreciate everybody's time. And thank you, Preeti Vilasni Mataji, for giving me this opportunity to talk Krishna Katha today. All right, dear devotees, let's get started with the Katha. As you all know, Krura is actually a very exceptional personality. And who is he? He is the uncle of Krishna. He's the son of Swapalaka and Gandhini, cousin of Vasudev. That is Krishna's father. That makes him Krishna's uncle. So again, with Akrura, he was actually working under King Kamsa. why did he work for Kamsa, right? One would question. That is, he wanted to see Krishna one day, hoping that he would see Krishna one day. He was working under King Kamsa. So some of the chief devotees, such as Akrura, stayed with Kamsa to satisfy him. They did this for various purposes. And they all expected Krishna to appear as eighth son of Devaki. As soon as Devaki's other children were killed by Kamsa, they were eagerly waiting for his appearance. And now, that is why we can say that again, Akrura had a purpose for staying with Kamsa. Kamsa, one day he called Akrura and he spoke to Akrura and said, "My dear Akrura, please see, we have so many enemies in this world. And now I want to get rid of all the thorns from our path. I mean, I just want to get rid of my enemies. Basically, so that we can enjoy the sovereignty of the whole planet without any sort of impediment. So, my dear Akrura, please do me a favor. This is out of respect. So, go to Vrindavan and bring back Krishna and Balaram." Um, Again, we can see that Kamsa can be very diplomatic for fulfilling his own needs. "Akrura, please," he's telling, "I'm just depending on you for fulfilling this objective of mine. So please go to Nanda's village and bring Krishna and Balaram. Go to Nandagram. There you will see Vasudev residing, and bring them on this chariot." And here, our Vishnu Chakrabarti Path, he talks about the chariot that Kamsa has for bringing Krishna and Balaram. He's referring to the splendid new chariot that Kamsa had prepared for Akrura. So probably Kamsa felt that if we give this new chariot, a brand new chariot, maybe they'll feel inspired to come on it. But of course, again, it's one thing that Akrura will be tempted to ride this chariot because obviously it's a brand new one, and probably Kamsa thought, oh, just looking at this chariot, Akrura might be very inspired to ride it. And Akrura, of course, he was not tempted by these reasons. Akrura knew that he cannot take the second-hand chariot to bring Krishna. He felt in his mind, I cannot take a chariot that has been used by Kamsa and now use it for Krishna's service. I can't do that. I can't give Kamsa's prasad to Krishna. No way. Krishna has to be the first one to use this. So Akrura agreed, not so much because he was afraid of Kamsa. Again, Akrura agreed because he was going to go and see Krishna. He was going to go to Vrindavan to see whom? Krishna. So therefore, Akrura said, all right. And now, after Akrura was revealed, after Kamsa talked about doing him a favor, Akrura agreed and he said, all right. And then now Kamsa is revealing his plan. Kamsa said, when you bring Krishna and Balaram here on the pretext of bow sacrifice called the Dhanur Yajna, I will have him killed by an elephant. There is this wild elephant called Kuvalya Pida. And if somehow he survives, he will come here to the wrestling arena where my champion wrestlers like Chanura and Mushtika will have a wrestling competition with Krishna and Balaram. Of course, they will easily defeat Krishna and Balaram and kill them. Now, all the thorns in our path will be destroyed because, I will have no enemies. um, you know, I will kill my father Ugrasen. I will kill his brother. I will kill the father of Devaki. I will kill all members of Yadu dynasty, the Bojas, and there will be no further impediments on my path. I will strike partnership with several others who are favorable to me, like Jarasandh. Jarasandh was Kamsa's father-in-law. So he had these plans in mind. So then he said, please, my dear friend Akrura, you go ahead and you bring Krishna and Balaram. Again, we all know Akrura was just looking forward to this. He understood Kamsa's demoniac mentality, and demoniac people, they always think like this. He understood. And now that you understand my intentions, my dear Akrura, at once, don't waste your time now, okay? I want you to at once go and get Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. So Akrura said, my dear king, you have expertly devised this process to get rid of all your impediments in your path. It is certainly the destiny that produces the results of one's work. He wants to tell him, don't unnecessarily endeavor to change your destiny. He had this in his mind to tell Kamsa. He wanted to indirectly tell Kamsa, don't bother about it. Again, from his mind, he's also thinking from this perspective that, yes, it is good you're proposing this to me. This way, I have a chance to go to Vrindavan. I have a chance to see my dear Krishna. So it's okay with me. But your plans about becoming the emperor and so on and so forth and protecting yourself, killing Krishna, killing Balaram, it's like pie in the sky. What is it like? It's like pie in the sky. It's like flower in the sky. It doesn't exist. Can you see a flower in the sky or a castle in the sky? It's just an illusion. So Kamsa's conviction that he would kill Krishna and Balaram and all others who favored Krishna and Balaram, including his own father. And then he wants to kill all of them and become the emperor of the world was just one big illusion. This is what Akrura thought to himself. Your plan is not fit to be executed, but I will carry it anyways. Because you're the king, I'm your subject. I'm supposed to follow your orders. And of course, I will get to see Krishna, my dear Krishna. So in this way, Akrura agreed to this proposal and then retired to his quarters. Now begins the story of Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. So again, just to kind of give you an overview of what we are going to see today, in this chapter, we are going to see, following Kamsa's instruction, Akrura is going to go from Mathura to Vrindavan to bring Krishna and Balaram. It talks about the journey of Akrura. Next morning, the beautiful chariot, which is made by Kamsa, specially it was designed to bring Krishna. So, if you look at this whole chapter of 10th canto, 13th chapter, it talks about the feelings of Akrura. It talks about how he left to Vrindavan, how he was absorbed in the intense devotion to the Supreme Lord. The whole chapter, of course, describes the feeling of a pure devotee when he is about to meet the Supreme Lord. What all ecstasy, what all sentiments he goes through. He is about to meet the Supreme Lord, dear devotees. And so long it's been a feeling of separation for him. So this chapter presents all these very graphic details and eagerness with which a devotee has for the Lord. This chapter also describes the arrival of Akrura in Vrindavan and how he was welcomed by our dear Krishna and Balaram and other Brajavasis. And our Vishnu Chakrapati Path says in Dasi Rasa, he serves in the mood of servitude for Krishna. He has played an important role in Krishna's pastime, bringing him from Vrindavan to Mathura. And Akrura is considered as a great devotee who perfected his life by prayer, Vandana. Now, Akrura was chosen as an instrument to take Krishna away from Vrindavan, and we can understand he was a very special person. Now, Akrura, as you all know, he is eager in his heart to go to Vrindavan. He is not fearful at all because he understands who Krishna is and how powerful he is. And he will easily kill Kamsa. So he was not fearful of that fact. Let's begin with the verse. Shri Shuka Uvacha Akruropi Shatam Ratrim Madhupuriyam Mahamatihi Utsitva Ratamastaya Prayayam Nanda Gokulam. So Akrura, he's getting ready. He sits on his chariot and he departs from Mathura. As he is traveling, he arrives to Vrindavan in the evening. Now, many of you would have gotten that privilege of traveling from Vrindavan to Mathura. Now, if you look at your travel hours per se, how long would it have taken for you? It would have taken an hour, 2 hours, whatever. So how long has Akrura taken to go He started out in the morning and he reached in the evening. And he wasn't just walking, right? He was going on a chariot with his horses that could go very, very fast. So why did Akrura start in the morning but only reach in the evening? That's because he was thinking of Krishna. So what happened? He just lost his way to Vrindavan. I mean, lost his way to Vrindavan because he was so ecstatic. He was so excited. He just knew he had to get to Vrindavan. But because of his excitement and ecstasy, uh, of the prospect of meeting our dear Krishna in Vrindavan, he was completely absorbed in meditation. And he was just constantly thinking of Krishna. How, when he reaches Vrindavan, what he would do, how he would deal with Krishna. He didn't realize where he was going. The horses were moving somewhere and he just went their way. So when he realizes that, oh, my horses are taking me somewhere else, then he would make them come back. So in this way, Akrura was like going left, right, and he was all over the place. This was due to his transcendental ecstasy. He didn't realize that it was actually taking so long to reach Vrindavan. He was in no hurry, dear devotees. So when he reached Vrindavan, he reached Vrindavan in the evening, as it's mentioned, and this is the reason why Akrura took so much time. Gachanpati magabhago bhagavatyam pujekshane bhaktim param upagata evametat achintayat. So in the beginning, Sukadev Goswami calls him Mahabhaga. Why? Very fortunate. Mahabhaga means greatly fortunate devotee. Gachampati Mahabhago Bhagavat Ambujekshani. Akrura was a fortunate devotee in Bhaktim Param Upagata. Upagata means experiencing. Param means supreme or tremendous. So he was Gachanpati. He was going on the path towards Vrindavan from Mathura. Gachanpati, what was he experiencing? He was experiencing intense devotion and intense love for Krishna. Bhagavati. Bhagavati means unto the Lord. Bhagavan, Krishna, Ambujekshane. Ambuja means lotus. Shane means eyes. Krishna has lotus eyes. So the point here is Akrura was moving on his chariot towards Vrindavan. What was his heart filled of? His heart was filled with great devotion for Krishna. And who's this Krishna? He has a lotus eye. He is the Supreme Lord who has the lotus eye. Lotus eyes. So that's the point. Kim maya charitam bhadram kim taptam param kattapaha kim vatapi arhate tattam yetrakshami adya keshavam. Now Akrura is just telling to himself, what pious work has been done by me? What kind of piety have I performed? What kind of austerities have I performed? What kind of worship have I been done? What kind of charity have I done now, today? Yadrakshami Adya Keshav. Keshava is the name of Krishna. So, what kind of austerities, charities must I have done today that I get this great fortune of seeing our Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna? So, he's not able to come to his own terms of how fortunate it is, how fortunate he is. He's actually going to see Krishna in Vrindavan and he can't believe. Today I'm going to have darshan of the Supreme Lord Keshava. So to get the association of the Supreme Lord, it's not so easy. And what piety have I done? What charity have I done? That's kind of the feeling our dear Akrura has. Mamaitat durlabam manya uttama darshanam vishayatmano yata brahma kirtanam sudra janmanaha. Akrura, he really felt unqualified. Vishayatmana. He said, I'm just a sense gratifier. He wasn't thinking himself. He, you know, he again, he's thinking like this because this is one of the symptoms of an advanced devotee. Advanced devotee never thinks he's advanced, right? So Akrura thinks I'm just a sense gratifier, just like a Shudra, just like a Shudra Janmana, just like a Shudra or a low-born person cannot understand scriptures. Similarly, a materialistic person like me cannot understand the Supreme Lord. Now, sense gratifier like me is given an opportunity to go to Vrindavan and meet dear Krishna, even though I'm so unqualified. So in this way, he was feeling very low, right? He thinks it's as difficult for me to get darshan of a Uttama Sloka, to get the darshan of the Lord. This Uttama Sloka, it's not easy. It's not at all easy. We all know of Sudama. He's a great devotee of the Lord. He went to meet him at in Dwaraka. We all know the pastime of Sudama. He was a childhood friend of Krishna, and uh, both had grown up and both had children at that time. And Krishna, he even had grown up sons. And Sudama went there, and Krishna treated him so nicely. He made him sit down in his own bed. He washed uh, his feet with his own hands and then massaged his feet to take away all the tiredness, because Sudama walked all the way. He fanned him personally. He did arti for Sudama. He gave him all sorts of delicious foodstuffs to eat and spoke sweet words and gave him so much respect. All the residents of the palace, including the employees, were stuck with wonder to see this kind of respect Krishna was giving Sudama. Sudama had come there urged by his wife to ask Krishna for something, but Sudama was not in a mood to do that, so he walked away. He went away after finishing his meeting with Krishna. He went away from Dwaraka. When he was walking, his mind was filled with thoughts of how Krishna was so nice to him. And he thinks at that time, who am I? I'm just a poor, sinful wretch. And who's Krishna? He is the Lord of Goddess of Fortune. Where is the comparison? Who am I and where is Krishna? And yet, what did Krishna do? Krishna embraced me with his arms. So he was feeling completely unqualified. And he felt that he had this extraordinary fortune. In a similar fashion, Akrura was feeling here, dear devotees. That's the comparison. Maivam mama dhamasyapi syadyevachudarshanam kriyamana kalanadya kvachit tarati kashana. So what is he saying? He speaks a very famous verse. Then he says, um, enough of such thoughts. Although I'm unfortunate, but today, you know what? I will get Achyuta Darshan. I will get the darshan of the Lord. And you know why? Just because by the will of the providence, sometimes the two straws, they come and meet in the ocean, in the river, and then they get separated. Similarly, a conditioned soul who's swept in the river of time, sometimes by the grace of Lord, comes in touch with the Supreme Lord. So Akrura is here realizing the quality in the importance of mercy, that now he has gotten chance to go to Vrindavan to meet our Supreme Lord. That's why there's this comparison that's given in this verse of the straws where they come and meet in the ocean of river and then they get separated. Similarly, conditioned soul, just by the grace of Lord, sometimes get in touch with the Supreme Lord. Okay. Mamadya mangalam nashtam palamamschaiva me bhavaha yennamasya bhagavato yogi deyankri pankajam. He says, today, all my sinful reactions are going to be eradicated, and my birth has become worthwhile since I will offer my obeisances onto the Supreme Lord's lotus feet. And such eagerness is what he is having, dear devotees. He is having this firm resolve. As soon as I reach Vrindavan, I'm going to offer my obeisances to these personalities. कंसो बटाद्या कृतमेत्यनुग्रहं द्रक्ष्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रहितो मुनाहरे हि कृत्वा तरस्य दुरत्यं तमः पूर्वे तरण्यन्नकमण्डलद्विषा. This verse is pretty interesting. Kamso bhatatya kritametyanugraham. Krura is thanking Kamsa and he's saying, oh my God, this Kamsa, he's so merciful. Generally, you don't associate a demon with mercy, isn't it? So here, he says, Kamsa is so merciful upon me. Although Kamsa's intentions are obviously devious, very criminal, But ultimately, the fact of the matter is, it's because of Kamsa that Akrura has got a chance to go to Vrindavan. So, our dear Akrura is thanking Kamsa. Today, King Kamsa has shown me this extreme mercy by sending me to see this lotus feet of Lord Hari, who has now appeared in this world. Simply by the effulgence of the toenails, many souls have, in the many souls have transcended the insurmountable darkness of material existence, and they have achieved the liberation simply just by the effulgence of the toenails of the Lord. Now, Akrura had to work and serve for Kamsa throughout his life. So, for many years, practically, he was serving Kamsa. But he had that hope in his mind, one day, Supreme Lord will come and deliver me. So, Akrura is saying, today, Kamsa, you have done me a great favor. Why? Because I'm going to get to see the lotus feet of the Lord. And anyone who gets to see the lotus feet of the Lord, what do they become free of? They are going to become free of all material existence. And he gives this, and there is this example that's being quoted simply by seeing even the toenails of the Lord. Many souls have transcended the darkness of the material existence. This is the point. यदर्चितं ब्रह्म भवाभिसुरैः श्रिया च देव्या मुनिभिः स सात्वतैः गोचारणायानुचारणैश्चरध्वने यत्कोपिकानां कुचकुङ्कुमाङ्कितम्. So here we say here that Akrura is meditating on the lotus feet of Lord as he is going there. And he's thinking, Edarchitam Brahma Bhavabhi Suraihi. Shriyacha Devya Munibisa Satvataihi. Oh, lotus feet of Krishna, they are meditated upon by demigods, great sages, goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, and so many similar saintly personalities, the yogis. They are all meditating what? The lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So Akrura is thinking about the lotus feet and what all it does and all the actions the lotus feet can do. And it's precisely because Vrindavan's dust is ornamented with the marks of Krishna's lotus feet, that it has become a treasure for the residents of Vrindavan. Now, he's talking about the lotus feet of the Lord, which is being worshipped by three different kinds of people. First, he's saying that this Yadarchitam Brahma Bhavadibhihi Suraihi. So first, they are worshipped by Brahma and other devas who are the controllers of this universe. And then he's saying, the second, it's worshipped by Lakshmi and intimate associates of the Lord. And third, it is worshipped by devotees of the Lord. So these are the three people who worship our lotus feet, of Krishna's lotus feet. That's what he says through this verse. Drakshami nunam sukapolanasikam smita-valokarunakanchalochanam mukam mukundasya gudalakhavritam pradakshinam me pracharanti vaimurgaha. Next point is, Akrura, he meditates about Krishna's incomparable beauty. Now we can see, you can all imagine Akrura is sitting here. He's got the reins in his hand. He's moving that, but he's thinking of all these things, right? The horses are going wherever it wants to go, and suddenly he realizes, oh my God, where am I going? And then he brings, okay, let me get back the horses on track. And again, he then gets into this deep meditation and starts thinking about Krishna's beauty. And he says, today, I will see the face of Lord Mukunda. Right? He's thinking about his face where Krishna has this curly hair. He has this beautiful cheeks, attractive cheeks, smiling glances of his lotus eyes. He's absorbed in thinking about beauty of Krishna. We talked about lotus feet of Krishna in the previous verse. And now Akrura is imagining about how beautiful Krishna is. Where he is imagining his beautiful smiling glances, his lotus eyes, his curly hair, all that is being thought of by Akrura. He's saying, then he says, somebody may say, what's the difference between you seeing the Lord? Because the demons are also seeing. So what's the difference? He says, today I see the beauty of the Lord, and I am the more fortunate because the purpose of my eyes are served. My eyes will become successful today because I realize the beauty of the Lord. But the demons are so unfortunate, they don't realize the beauty of the Lord, even though they see the Lord. Right? This is the point that this verse brings about. As we all know, this beautiful verse, the gopis of Vrindavan, they were not happy with Brahma, the creator, and they think Brahma has made a big mistake of designing this human body. What has he done? He has created these eyelids that blink. It's a plunder, they say. Why? Because they were not able to enjoy the beauty of the Lord, his curly looks, because sometimes the eyelids blink. Uh, this is the spontaneous devotion that gopis had. And the Gopi Geet talks about this verse, right? Patati yad bhavan agnikananam trutiyugayate tvam apashyatam kutila kundalam shrimukam chate jata utikshatam pakshma kritrisham. So the gopis, they are praying wherever you go wandering, oh dear Lord, wherever you go wandering the daytime in the forest, then even small moment seems to pass like a long time when we don't see you. So not seeing you even for a moment seems like a very long time for us. It looks like the entire age has passed. So this is the feeling of gopis, right? Now coming back to Akrura, right? So we will now see what other things are happening here. Tvam. So this verse, he says, in this verse, Tvam tvadyanunam mahatam gatim gurum trailokyakantam trishimam mahotsavam rupam tadanam shriyaipshitaspatam trakshe mamashan ushasha sudarshana. He says, today I'm going to certainly see the master of great souls, Trailokyakantam, the Supreme Lord. He is the jubilation for all the three worlds. And anybody who takes Trilokya Kantam, he brings that jubilation. And anybody who gets the darshan of the Lord, it's a festival for the eyes. Akrura is saying, I shall see that form which brings that jubilation for the three worlds. And this form is the shelter that is desired by goddess of fortune too. So this is the form that I'm going to see today. So now he's now going to he's going to tell you, okay, I'll see the Supreme Lord, and then what am I going to do after I see the Supreme Lord? Right? Will the Lord consider him enemy because he has worked for dear Kamsa? Um, So this is sort of the feeling he has. So he becomes more possessive, more desirous, and then says, you know what Lord will do? Lord will put my hands on my head. He's just imagining. Today, I will get a touch of his hand. What will happen when I go to Vrindavan? What will Lord do to me as soon as I get there? Will he consider me as his enemy because I've worked for Kamsa so many years? What will he do to me? You know what? He's going to touch the touch of that hand is what I'm going to feel. The same lotus hand which Krishna has wiped the sweat of the gopis in Rasalila, right? That hand is now going to be felt by Akrura. He says, Lord will not consider me the enemy because I'm coming. Of course, I'm coming from Kamsa. Kamsa sent me. But he is not going to consider me as his enemy. Krishna is Bhavagrahi. He is omniscient. He knows everyone internally and externally. So he knows my desires, of course. This is what happened in his meditation, dear devotees. And then Akrura says, he'll smile at me and then cast his affectionate glance upon me. And I'm going to stay like this, remaining fixed with my joint palms. I'll be there, fallen at the feet of the Lord, and then Krishna will put his hand on my head, and Krishna will embrace me. And through that embrace, I'm going to be free from all material bondage. This is what will happen. Like this, all these thoughts of Akrura are processing in his mind. I'll stand near the Lord and the Lord will address me. Oh, my dear Akrura, just by hearing these words, oh, my dear Akrura, my purpose of my life will be fulfilled, right? If the Lord calls his devotees, oh, my dear devotee, just hearing that words, isn't it sufficient? So when the Lord glances at his devotees, that glance creates a desire for service. And when the Lord smiles, the smile of the Lord evaporates the tears of ocean of lamentation. So the perfection of the life for anyone is to get the darshan of the Lord. And just if we get that acknowledgement from the Lord, then our life is perfect. So Sukadev Goswami continues to talk about this, and he says Akrura is thinking like this, and he didn't even realize he reached Vrindavan. He didn't even realize. पदानि तस्याखिल लोकपाल किरीटजष्टामलपादरेणु धदर्श गोष्ठे चिटिकौतुकानि विलक्षितानि अब्जयवन् कुशाधैः. Akrura is entering Vrindavan and he saw the footprints of Krishna. And those footprints are worshipped by everybody. They put their head. The dust of the lotus feet of the Lord is what everybody wants. He saw the footprints of the Lord. And how did Akrura recognize the footprints of the Lord? Because they were marked with all the symbols, right? Lotus, barley corn, elephant goat, swastika. He saw these feet of the Lord and he was absorbed. He was overwhelmed with ecstasy, dear devotees. Just imagine the feelings of Akrura. What an ecstatic feeling, right? Just he saw the footprints of the Lord and his mind was completely taken aback. तदर्शनालाद विवृद्ध संभ्रमा प्रेम्णोद्वरोमाश्रुकलाकुलेक्षणा रता तव स्कन्द्य सतीष्वचेष्टता प्रभो रमुन्याङ्घ्रिरज रजस्यामि अहो इति. Now, as soon as he saw the footprints of the Lord, he jumped off the chariot and he exclaimed, "Oh my Lord, of my lotus feet of the Lord." He was just overwhelmed with ecstasy. He was completely, all the ecstatic symptoms that I don't even understand. They started manifesting in his body and he started crying in tears. Hairs on his hand, eyes filled with love, kala kulekshana. He jumped off the chariot and he began glorifying the Lord. He started, of course, rolling on the footprints of the Lord. And he said, today, the goal of my life is fulfilled. Tadarshanalada vivriddha sambrama. Premnordva romashu kala kulekshana. All that ecstatic symptoms started to manifest. Right? So this is our dear Akrura. After that, what is happening? Deham vritam ya artho hitva dambam biyam sucham. Sandeshat yoharer linga darshanat shavanadibihi. He says the goal of all embodied beings is hitva dambam biyam sucham. Is hitva dambam biyam sucham. What is it? With Akrura, he gave up pride. And then he gave up the sphere of lamentation. And then, we should understand what it is, right? He was fearful of Kamsa because we will understand why he gave up that fear. Now, imagine he is Kamsa's servant. And what if Kamsa comes to know he's rolling in the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord, he's just showing his love. He may have this fear that because of the love for Krishna, Kamsa may kill him. But he gave up that fear. Okay. Now he gave up the pride of being a member of aristocratic family, because who would roll on the ground of, looking at the lotus feet or the footprints of the Lord? Who would roll on the ground? If somebody is rich and worth millions of dollars or billions of dollars, they wouldn't do that act of rolling on the ground in front of everybody, right? Now, being a member of an aristocratic family, he was rolling in the dust of the footprints of a cowherd boy. That gave up the pride of aristocracy. And then Sucham, he gave up lamenting for his house, for his sons, for his wife. No lamentation, no fear, and no pride. Imagine that state, dear devotees, where there is fear of nothing, absolutely nothing, and there is no pride, and then no lamentation whatsoever. So he gave up that lamentation for house, for sons, for wife. And now Akrura, he saw Krishna and Balaram in the village of Raja. And uh, again, they were going to milk the cows. At that time, Krishna was wearing yellow garments and Balaram was wearing blue garments. And Krishna was having the complexion of a cloud, and Balaram was having the complexion of lotus. And Krishna and Balaram very beautifully upon all the inhabitants. Um, they create by just by their glance they create happiness in all Vrajavasis, and by their footprints they were beautifying that cowherd ground, pasture ground, and they were wearing this beautiful garland, ornaments, necklace. In this way, obviously they were looking so beautiful. One was dark complexioned, another was white complexioned. Now Akrura saw first time Krishna and Balaram. He just jumped off the chariot and fell down to the feet of Lord Krishna and Balaram, just like the rod Dandavat, right? Just the Dandavat pranams he did after jumping in from the chariot. And now he gets to get the darshan of the Lord. And obviously, the success of devotee's life is to get darshan of the Lord and to surrender oneself to the Lord. And that was the perfection Akrura achieved now after a long struggle of being with Kamsa. Um, Again, it was just not a short time, right? It was a long time. And Akrura had to undergo that trouble of staying with Kamsa, following through his orders, because in future he knew somehow or the other Kamsa will allow me to get the darshan of the Lord. And with that faith, he continued. Although he didn't have that liking to serve Kamsa, he had to do this. He knows Kamsa is a sinful person, and Kamsa is planning to kill the Supreme Lord. And why would Akrura serve such a person? He had this hope, although externally he was in the association of Kamsa, he was like a lotus flower. Padam Patra Ivam Basha, right? Lotus is untouched by all the mud. Now, as a result of his service to Kamsa, the result is fructifying now. He got darshan of the Lord, he jumped off the chariot, and then fell to the Lord's lotus feet like a dandavat, like a rod. Dandavat, he did. And he touched the feet of the Lord. After that, he just, now itself, with imagination, he became ecstatic. Imagine him touching the feet of the Lord. All the ecstatic symptoms started to manifest. And his eyes was filled with tears of joy. And the limbs were erupting with ecstasy. He could not speak. That much blissful he was. And Krishna recognized, oh, he's Akrura. And he caught Akrura by his hands and he drew him close. After that, he embraced him. Whatever Akrura had thought, Krishna is, of course, omniscient. He understood the desire of his devotee and he reciprocated his love according to what Akrura's desires were. And Sukadev Goswami says, the hand of the Lord, it's like the hands of the Lord. You imagine Akrura had this feeling that he would touch. Lord would touch with his hands, right? So that happened. Krishna, uh, the hand of the Lord touched Akrura, and then Krishna embraced Akrura. So Akrura stood up with his hands folded, exactly as he had anticipated, and Balaram also grasped his folded hands and embraced him. So this is sort of the reciprocation Lord gives to his devotees, and he fulfills his desires of the devotees, right? Akrura wanted Lord's hand be touched upon him, and that's exactly what happened, and that's what Sukadeva Goswami is saying here. So the next verse, Bhagavam Swam Abhipretya Ratanga Kitapanina Varirebye Upakshe Krisha Pritita Pranata Vastala. He was thinking, Balaram grasped his hands and took Akrura to his house. And Krishna and Balaram both went to Nanda Bhavan, and then Akrura entered. When Akrura entered Nanda Bhavan, Nanda Maharaj was so happy. And Krishna and Balaram, they offered him a good seat, bathed his feet, and then offered milk with honey, again, fresh cow's milk. they offered him, and then he took the milk, and then they massaged his feet, gave him a gift of cow. They gave him various items to eat, and when he had eaten to his satisfaction, they offered him aromatic herbs, fragrance, and flower garlands. In this way, they fed him lot of prasad, which has obviously fine varieties, different taste, and very, very delicious sumptuous prasad was fed to Akrura, was given to Akrura. निवेद्यागं च तीर्थाये संवाह्या श्रान्तमर्दध अन्नं बहुगुणां मेद्यां श्रद्धयोपाहरद् विभुः. Krura, he felt completely satisfied. He felt all the desires of his life were completely fulfilled. Now, having such warm welcome from the two supreme lords, also from Nanda Maharaj and other Brajavasis, he appreciates his own fortune. And then after Krishna took the prasad, he had his meal in the evening. He went to meet Akrura. He asked about various things of what's happening in Mathura. And Krishna, when he asked about what are the plans of Kamsa? And Krishna said, my dear uncle, was your trip comfortable? He asked, are your relatives happy? Are they staying and faring well? And then Krishna asked, are they in good health? And he also asked if Akrura was free from disease. So now, as long as the disease of our dynasty Kamsa is there, what is the welfare for others? Because you're living like a sheep under the care of a butcher. So therefore, Krishna said, just see how much suffering I have caused to my parents. They are offenseless. Because of me, they are suffering so much. He's referring to Devaki and Vasudeva. My dear mother had to see the death of her 6 sons. And then they were themselves imprisoned. They had to undergo so many hardships while being in prison. Being shackled by the chains, Krishna feels so much of lamentation here. And he tells Akrura, by the good fortune, now today we are able to see you. Our desire is fulfilled. Please tell me, uncle, why have you come here? What is that brought you here? And Krishna is also saying, because after seeing you and getting you, I'm getting a good reason to fight. If not for you, I can go to Mathura and kill Kamsa. And one of our acharyas clarifies and tells us that it's only possible if somebody comes from Mathura, invites me to Mathura, that Krishna can take the permission from his parents to go to Mathura. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to leave Vrindavan. Because he says, I love my parents in Vrindavan, I love my mother, I love my father, love the Brajavasis. At the now, because you have come, there is a need for me to take permission from them, and for which I should have a valid reason. Because of because Krishna says, I have to say, I want to come, I want to kill Krishna, I want to kill Kamsa. He has done so many offenses. So therefore, I was waiting, I was desiring to see you. And Krishna says, now that you've come, Akrura, my desires are fulfilled. And then Sukadev Goswami continues Akrura. He told Akrura, obviously, he says all the plans of Kamsa, how he was planning to kill him, how he was planning to kill Vasudev, Devaki, then Ugrasena and all the dynasty members. So Akrura told everything. He relayed the message which Kamsa told Akrura. He obviously described the real intentions of Kamsa. One of our acharyas, Jiva Goswami Pad, he writes about Harivamsa Puran, describing in detail the whole message which was given by Akrura. He says, actually, if you know the condition of Vasudev, he is in such pain. He's an aged person. He's practically limping. He's imprisoned. He's almost like dead. And Devaki is always crying, always lamenting because of the pain of separation from her son. She has lost all her beauty, effulgence. She is like a cow who has lost the calf. She's really suffering. Oh Krishna, you subdued Kalia. You subdued demons like Putana, Akasur, Trinavarta. And therefore now you go and deliver your parents from the clutches of Kamsa. Now when Krishna and Balaram, they heard the plans of Kamsa, they'd had a good laugh because they knew Kamsa can't do anything. So they told everything to Nanda Maharaj, that how Kamsa is calling them to attend this festival. And Nanda Maharaj, just like when Krishna, he proposed to go to Govardhan Puja for Govardhan, Nanda Maharaj was little surprised. But because Krishna had this desire, Nanda Maharaj agreed. So now Krishna expressed this desire that he wants to go to Mathura. So Nanda Maharaj agreed. Immediately he issued orders all over Vrindavan. He said, collect all available milk products, collect all fine gifts for King Kamsa, and tomorrow we will go to Mathura. We will attend a great sacrifice which is arranged there. Jiva Goswami Pad says that actually when Krishna proposed, nobody objected. Everybody was eager to fulfill the orders of Krishna because everybody wanted to please Krishna. And then when now gopis hear about this news that Akrura has come, he's taking Krishna and Balaram to Mathura, they were all surprised, they were shocked, they were extremely distressed. That leads to the next chapter, 39, right? Gopis are singing while seeing their Krishna being dragged out of Vrindavan by Akrura. They have the pangs of separation that skyrocketed. They are crying and weeping in separation of Krishna. And so he talks in that 39th chapter, it's being talked about the distress the gopis go through. I'm just going to give a glimpse because we have few more minutes. Maybe I'll talk about this chapter. This chapter, even though it's not a part of Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan, I'll just talk a few things. This, as you all know, is a big chapter in itself. So the gopi named Bhadra, she felt pain in her heart because of heavy breathing. She became pale. Her face turned pale. There was other gopi Shyamala. She was so shocked just by hearing the news of Krishna going. She lost all her effulgence, her dress loosened, her hairs and bracelets and braids became loose. Another gopi, Chandravali, what happened to her? As soon as she heard Krishna is about to leave, she lost her sensory activities. She was completely stunned. She became absorbed in meditation on Lord Krishna. She lost all awareness to the outside world and she was absorbed completely in thoughts of Krishna. This was the situation of many gopis like Chandravali. So, again, we know gopis are externally looking like ordinary cowherd girls. But again, they were the highest when it came to service and then epitome of transcendental realization. The ecstasies of the gopis are unparalleled. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Path describes there is another gopi who heard that Krishna is going and she remembered all the pastimes of Krishna, whatever time she spent with Krishna, she remembered the charming words, loving, affectionate smiles, glances of Krishna. And all these aggrieved the heart of the gopi. And that was Srimati Radharani. Practically, just by remembering Krishna, she fainted as soon as she heard that Krishna was leaving Vrindavan. Remembering the wonderful pastimes, the reciprocations Krishna had with her, Srimati Radharani just fainted. In this material world, out of sight means out of mind. But in the spiritual world, actual love out of sight increases the eagerness to see the beloved. That is what the gopis were experiencing throughout their life. Now, the prospect of leaving Krishna, leaving Vrindavan was unbearable for them. They were in great agitation. They gathered in groups, little groups everywhere, all over the Braj, and they started discussing with each other. So, what is going to happen now? What is Akrura going to go do? They started condemning, oh, destiny, you have no mercy. You bring people together in a relationship, develop friendship, love, and then you senselessly separate them before they fulfill their desires. This whimsical play of yours is like child's play. When children play, suddenly they give up the game, they destroy everything, they go somewhere else to play something else. It's like that. It's like that. Very It's like a child's play. So the gopis are condemning the destiny that you're also like a little child. You have no stability in what you do. You just do one thing now, something else again. What's the point of bringing people together as friends, having this affectionate relationship, and then suddenly separate them? What's this, oh Providence? Although, oh Providence, you have come here with this name Akrura, which means not cruel, but you're actually Krura, which means you're cruel. You're taking away our gem. You gave us Krishna and you're taking him away. Krishna's form is the perfection for this entire existence. There's nothing more perfect than Krishna's form. Our eyes had this fortune of seeing this beautiful form, and now you're taking our eyes away from him. You're making us blind. Our eyes is literally going to become blind without Krishna. What's the purpose of this eyes if Krishna is not there? What's the use of seeing other things this world has to offer? We were drinking Krishna's beauty with eyes constantly seeing him regularly. Krishna, his beauty, his body. Krishna's body is the city of beauty. Of all the beautiful things, the body of Krishna, the face of Krishna, it's the most beautiful thing. Even in the face, the beautiful smile of his enchanting smile is incomparable. So the gopis are talking about how Krishna has been the pinnacle of beauty. And what is the use of seeing anything else this world has to offer? And then the gopis think, why should we criticize the creator? It's not creator's fault. We have given everything to Krishna and now Krishna is indifferent to us. He's going to Mathura. He's completely indifferent. He has forgotten all of us. Why should we criticize the creator? Now, this Krishna, he's very, very eager to make new lovers. What's the fault of the creator? He decided to go to Mathura and he's not even going to come back, even if he cry. Even if we give up our lives, Krishna is not going to come back. So what's the fault of the creator here? We have given up everything for Krishna's sake. We have given up our family, we have given up our husbands, brothers, sisters, relatives, everything. And he is giving us up. You know what? He has found a new lover. That's why. This is how the gopis were lamenting. And then they go to Akrura and they call him by ill names. So this is what the gopis were going through. Now they go back to Krishna again and they are saying he's already mounted on the chariot. He's not even looking at us. He's climbing on the chariot and gopis are saying he's become so hard-hearted that he's leaving the embrace of Mother Yashoda and climbing onto this chariot. Birds of feather flock together. If Akrura is hard-hearted, he doesn't have the etiquette, then Krishna should not associate with such hard-hearted people. Associating with Akrura, Krishna has also become hard-hearted. Like that, they are reprimanding. They know Krishna is not hard-hearted. Krishna is not cruel. They know that. His heart is always melting. They all understand that, but out of feeling of Krishna leaving, they say like this. So again, dear devotees, this is Viraha Geet, right? I mean, it's such a nice Krishna Katha that we should relish in detail once. I'm sure there are a lot of elevated devotees who can go through this in much greater detail with Acharya's commentaries, which would make it even relishable, even more relishable for us to understand. So with this, we will pause today's session. And I thank you, each and every one of you, for your valuable time in association today. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you all.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Such a beautiful and meditative class, the pastime of how Akrura comes to take Krishna and Balram, and how he's sent by Kansa, but he is gratitude the Kansa because he can do the darshan of Krishna.
Yes, that's right, Mataji. And I have to thank.
And,
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mataji.
yeah. So yeah, and you talk about so many things about the feeling, the separation feeling, and the meditating feeling, just like at Sudama, how he was going to Dwarka. It was so nice meditation for Krishna, how his eyes, how his smile, how his lotus feet, and everything you just beautiful detail you just say about Krishna's beauty and everything. So Akrura always thinking of lotus feet of Krishna and his eyes, his smiling and everything. So I think at least after that he just got a surrender that I will surrender to Krishna. And he was thinking when Krishna will call me as a kaka, kaka, stand up, kaka, stand up. He was eagerly waiting to hear from Krishna that kaka word. That's very nice, Mataji. So much meditating. There is so much thing to, and how gopis, they got separation when they heard that thing that Krishna is leaving us, and how is, and they got so much separation that the Vira, like that. So nice class, Mataji. Always I want to pray Krishna that I can do the same meditation all the time. If I can do, Mataji, it's very nice meditation of Akrura and how he feels him like he is so fortunate that he could see Krishna face to face like that. And because of that, he just was working under the cons that one day he can see Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mataji, such a nice class. And Mataji, can you tell about that the two straws you talk about when they meet in the ocean?
Yeah, so what is being talked about here is, so by chance the two straws come and they meet with each other, and
Mm-hmm.
then with time they get separated, right?
Right.
Like, so it's like, by chance, by the, so now there is this comparison of the straws that are coming together where Akurura thinks
Yeah.
about how merciful is the Lord that he is brought in touch with me to you. I mean, how
Mm-hmm.
Akrura has come in touch with Lord Krishna.
Lord
It's
Krishna.
through your fortune or through your mercy, I'm able to get this. Like how the two straws come, like that, through that mercy, I'm able to see
Mhm.
you, sort of.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Thank you, Mataji, so
Thank
much.
you,
If
Mataji.
Mataji, you have a time, then
Yeah,
devotee can tell. Uh,
sure, Mataji. And thank
yeah.
you,
Yeah,
Vinita and
yeah.
Radhika Mataji also, because I had a different topic in mind. Vinita Mataji told me I had to pick this topic instead, and I
This is very
appreciate that.
nice topic, but Mataji. And you
Thank you.
narrated very nicely too.
I
Very
really
relishing,
appreciate it,
very
Mataji. All
relishing
glory
class.
to Srila
Yeah,
Prabhupada. Yeah.
yeah. So, dear devotees, if anyone have any question or realization or something to add, or they can ask Mataji is here.
Hare Krishna, Kasturi Radhika Mataji. Jai Ho, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Sri Radha Gopinath ki Jai. You are so sincere in your daily bhakti. That's why when we hear from you, it's touch to heart, Mataji. When our japa is very attentively, we follow the instruction of Guru Maharaj. We feel whoever preach Srila Prabhupada Vani, that touch to heart. Shri Ram Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Ajji ki Radhika Kasturi Mata ki jai. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Sri Radha Gopinath ki jai. Koti dandat pranam to Jai Pataka Mara. Thank you, Radhe. Hari Hari Gauranga.
Hari Hari Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji,
Always
for the
my pleasure.
beautiful class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for having me choose this topic, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Uh, Hare Krishna Mataji, there are in the chat box, the all Vaishnavis, they just tell you the thank you for beautiful class. Vinita Gandharika Devidasi Mataji, Devgan Mataji, Kiran, I think Kiran Mataji, then Sumi Mataji, and Vaidehi Mataji. Shivani Mataji say, Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for a very beautiful class and for your beautiful association. Then Vrunda Gopika Mataji, she already talked to you. Harita Mataji says, Dandvat Pranam, very beautiful narration, Mataji, very nice. Your expression brings in the feel how the devotees felt. Akrura, Gopis, Hari Bol. And Vaidehi Mataji say, it will be so nice if we have a reading session. Thank you, Mataji. So all devotees, they just thanking you, Mataji, for this very beautiful session releasing. So if your permission, shall we end our call?
Sure, Mataji. Sudhakar Prabhuji has a question or
Oh.
he has a comment.
I can see.
Hare Krishna Mataji, no, I just want to say thank you. Really, it was the session was so. I was just meditating when you were just going through the session, and I just thought to share when I was just listening this. I remember another incident, something like that. You know, the Vibhishan. Similar to Vibhishan also was with a demon, and but when he was kicked by his brother, and then when he was coming to Lord Ram, and I heard from some lecture. So it's almost a similar feelings of you know not similar, maybe similar, but similar condition. You know, vision of thinking why Lord will accept me. I'm from His enemy. The same feelings I result from
Yeah.
someone. So I really like the the whole theme after for me at least the takeaway is that we may not see the God in this materialist side, but I think we should try to see the God or Guru or any sadhu in the same way. I think this is what I learned from this lecture or the Akrura's lecture. Whenever we see some sadhu, I think we should also be cultivating in a similar aspect. I know we are listening to the story. Sometimes it comes to my mind. Okay, we know that Lord is Krishna, or now we realize from the Bhagavatam like that. Even in Dwapara Yuga, very few people are really recognize Krishna as the supreme God. This is something really contemplates to the current situation. We also don't recognize the sadhu. We just always go by think that look for somewhere else. So this is just my perspective when you are saying that one how to really apply this prayers or the feelings of the Akrura in our day. I was just contemplating. Thank you so much for this lecture.
Beautiful point, Prabhuji, you brought about Vibhishan. Exactly when he was going to face Ram and his associates, he was exactly going through the same feeling, and I'm really amazed by how you were able to compare this. This is absolutely right. And with regards to this, we are almost serving our materialistic senses, mind, intelligence all the time. We have a demon inside us first, and then the demoniac world outside second. So we can get the how we can get to the other side of the coin is just by the association of devotees. Nothing else can help us, because when we are associating with like-minded individuals, we will get that energy, we will get that spirit, we will get everything to serve Lord Krishna. Without them, we are nothing. That is what Sadhu Sangha is over and over stressed in Bhagavatam. You know, if we are in the association of like-minded devotees, nothing is impossible. So let's pray that we enhance our faith through this process of Sadhu Sangha, and by serving elevated devotees, we get to the platform of doing devotional service all the time, which is the goal of our life. But again, it's spread out in many different directions now, but those wings have to come together so we are able to serve the Lord, doing direct devotional service all the time, 24/7. But again, that is the goal, and that's what we hanker for, and we will continue to hanker, keep hankering. Let the intensity increase every day. Thank you,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
so much.
Hare
I
Krishna.
actually I should thank the Bhakti Sangha group because
Yes.
I really don't know how I got in touch, but I'm learning a lot from all the lectures. I'm trying. I think it's God's grace also. I would consider, or Guru's grace, at least for me. I don't know much. I can't even read the Sanskrit slokas also, but I only try to listen the lectures like you from you and all the senior devotees and learn. Try to learn or try to implement something. This is what I'm doing, and I'm not a good in
Wonderful.
reading, understanding the Sanskrit that much. Thank you so much. At least I can contemplate on this like a meditation. One of the Mataji was saying, very good, really. The, the meditation, for meditation, this is very good. Really how to meditate on the God. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Only by devotional service Krishna can please. And when we do the Vaishnav Seva, then more please. Krishna says, I am more pleased when you do my devotee Seva.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. So when we do that, then we can do our life perfect.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Mataji, for that. This very, very sweet class, sweet session for the sweet pastime of Krishna. And we are very, very grateful to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to you and your services, Mataji. We
All
look
glories to
forward.
Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji. Again, once again, I thank everyone.
We look forward to your association again in future very soon. Vancha kalpatarubhyashcha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Namo Namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय
Jai.
जय श्री कृष्ण कथा की जय
जय जन्माष्टमी
जय
महामहोत्सव
उत्सव
की
की
जय
जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय
जय
हर ग्रेस राधिका
ऐसे कीर्ति
कस्तूरी देवीदासी माता जी
राधिका
की
कस्तूरी
जय
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 हरे
All
कृष्ण दंड
glories
प्रणाम
to
माता जी
हरि
थैंक यू
बोल
सो
माता
मच
कोटि
जी
कोटि दंडवत
थैंक
प्रणाम
यू
राधे थैंक यू राधे
थैंक यू
Radhe.
हरे कृष्णा हरि बोल
Dear devotees, ending the call.